Hello YouTube, Commander Ironside here, and this is Operation Homecoming USA China 1. So just thought I'd give a quick overview. So far, Germany, Japan, Russia and Japan have gone, obviously, because it's the USA's turn. So just a quick sense of the board. Germany did somewhat of the typical moves, took out C-Zone 110 and 111, took France, took Normandy. And then basically position most of the troops in the south. So, if their strategy is to go to Leningrad, that probably doesn't make a lot of sense, but let's see. They do have, they did put a couple of units, they annexed Finland, they did put a couple of units on Norway, so let's see how that plays out. But pretty standard, typical move for Germany. Decent rolling. He had 4 subs left, so when he bought one, he got the bonus, which is unfortunate for the Allies, but it is what it is. In Japan, they bought a transport, moved the fleet down to 36, and basically attacked Chahar, Anhui, and Hunan, and left Yunnan open. So I'm going to do something that I don't typically get to do. So for my buys, US has 52 to spend. It's spending 4 on tech. It's buying 2 carriers and 2 destroyers, spending it all. And then China has 12, and since the Burma road is open, China's going to buy 3 artillery, and we'll see how it goes. I don't think I've ever had the opportunity to do that, so we'll see if we'll see what happens. So the U.S. is not at war, so just a series of non-combat moves. Nothing spectacular. So the sub and the destroyer in 35 are going to go to get to 48. The planes on the carrier in C-Zone 10 are going to land on the new carrier. So the carrier is going to come to the carrier, the battleship, the cruiser, and the destroyer, as well as the transport with an infantry and an artillery, are going to go to C-Zone 26. The transport will deposit the infantry and the artillery on Hawaii. The other transport's going to go back to C-Zone 10. The fighter on the Philippines is the carrier in 26 is going to move to 30, and the fighter from the Philippines is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 and land on the carrier, and it will be joined by one of the fighters from Hawaii. I'm not showing you this, but so then on the so the fighter that's in Western, sorry, I'm all over the place today. The fighter that's in Western is going to fly over towards the other side of the board, and it's going to deposit itself along with the other fighter in Eastern on the carrier that's about to be built there. The tank that's in Central is going to drive to Eastern, as well as 2 of the mechs. And then one of the infantry, one of the mechs, and the bomber are going to move up to Washington. So okay. So are there any other movements? I don't believe there are any other movements to do. So let's see. Not for the US at least. All right, so we'll place units. So a carrier and a destroyer are going to go into C-Zone 10. And the tactical bomber and the fighter are going to land on that. And then a carrier and destroyer are going to go into C-Zone 101. All right, so that's US. So for China, he's built in force. So I think what I'm going to do is the 4 guys in Yunnan are going to go to Sichuan. The 2 guys in Kwaichao are going to go to Sichuan. The infantry and the 3 cavalry are going to go to Sichuan. The 2 infantry in Suiyuan are going to move to Shenxi. And I will build 3 artillery in Sichuan. So from an income perspective, the U.S. is at 52. It has no bonuses, so it's been 52, so it will have 52 for next turn. And then China has 9, I believe. They lost 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so they're at 9, but the Burma Road is open, so China will have 15 next turn to spend. All right, let's do dispositions. Relatively easy turn. In eastern United States, western United States, there's an infantry, a tank, 3 mechs, 2 AAAs. C-Zone 10, there's a destroyer, an aircraft carrier with a fighter and a tactical and a transport. In C-Zone 30, there's a carrier with 2 fighters on it. In C-Zone 26, you have a battleship, 2 cruisers, 2 destroyers, and a sub. So again, in C-Zone 26, there's a battleship, 2 cruisers, 2 destroyers, a sub, and a transport. On the island of Hawaii, there are 3 infantry, an artillery, and a fighter. C-Zone 48, there is a U.S. destroyer and a sub. In the Philippines, there are 2 infantry. In C-Zone 101, you have a destroyer, a cruiser, a transport, an aircraft carrier with 2 fighters. In eastern United States, you have 2 infantry, an artillery, a mech, and 2 AAA, and a strategic bomber. Okay. In China, in Shenxi, there are 2 infantry. Oh my God, this is a mess. In Sichuan, there are 3 artillery, 3 cavalry, 13 infantry, but let me count that again. 3, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13 infantry, 3 cavalry, 3 artillery, and a fighter. And then Shenxi, there are 2 infantry. On to UK1.